This is the Cerrejón coal mine in Colombia. Deep within these excavation levels, paleontologists were searching for the compressed remains of a 60-million-year-old Paleocene rainforest, hoping to find traces of ancient plant life. Between 1994 and 2002, geologists working the site uncovered massive fossilized vertebrae. At the time, the sheer size of the bones led researchers to assume they belonged to ancient crocodiles, or were perhaps just petrified tree segments. It wasn't until 2007, when the specimens were sent to the Florida Museum of Natural History, that the true nature of the find emerged. Comparison with modern reptiles confirmed the bones didn't belong to a crocodile. They were snake vertebrae, but they were 3 times thicker and significantly larger than the spine of a modern green anaconda. The discovery proved that the rainforest had once supported a snake that pushed past the known physical and metabolic limits of any modern land-dwelling vertebrae. This diagram plots the snake's actual size. The math suggests a predator between 42 and 50 feet long, roughly the length of a standard passenger bus. Its mass was even more extreme. At 1.2 tons, Titanoboa weighed as much as a modern sedan. That weight creates a massive problem on land. For a snake, friction and gravity are constant enemies. At 1.2 tons, the pressure of its own body against the ground would have been enough to cause internal trauma to its organs. If the laws of physics made terrestrial movement lethal for a creature this heavy, it suggested the ancient world must have offered a specific set of environmental workarounds to keep it alive. In ectothermic biology, because snakes cannot generate internal heat, every process is powered by ambient temperature. To maintain a 1.2-ton body, Titanoboa needed a massive metabolic rate to move and digest. That energy requirement is capped by a strict metabolic limit, determined by ambient heat. This means Titanoboa is proof of a much hotter past. To support a massive snake of this size, the Colombian rainforest of 60 million years ago must have averaged over 32 degrees Celsius, or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, around the clock. Today's modern Amazon is too cool to sustain that kind of metabolism. If a snake this size existed now, it wouldn't generate enough energy to hunt or even properly digest its meals. Titanoboa essentially functions as a biological thermometer, confirming that the Paleocene was an era of extreme, persistent heat. The snake survived the crushing force of gravity by staying in the water. This murky swamp environment provided the necessary buoyancy to support its 1.2-ton frame, allowing it to move with an agility it could never achieve on land. The discovery of a skull in 2011 revealed it was a patient ambush predator. It likely spent days floating near the surface, using heat-sensing organs to track the thermal signatures of animals approaching the bank. By attacking from the water, the snake could strike with its full force before its massive weight became a mechanical disadvantage. Once it coiled around prey, it delivered over 400 pounds per square inch of pressure, roughly the same force as having 2 adult African elephants standing on your chest. This lethal force allowed it to hunt the largest animals in the swamp, including early crocodiles and ancient turtles that grew up to a massive 8 feet across. Every aspect of its biology was perfectly calibrated for this high-heat, water-heavy world, making it the undisputed ruler of its ecosystem. But the climate that enabled the snake's growth eventually changed. As the Paleocene epoch transitioned into the Eocene, global temperatures began a long, slow decline. This graph shows the resulting energy crisis. As ambient temperatures fell, the snake's metabolic capacity plunged. It couldn't digest food fast enough to sustain a 1.2-ton body. As the world cooled, swamps dried up, robbing Titanoboa of buoyancy and trapping the predator. While the cold paralyzed the snake, mammals were gaining a decisive edge. Because mammals are endothermic, meaning they generate their own body heat, their energy levels remained high even as the air temperature dropped, allowing them to outhunt the increasingly sluggish giant. The drop of just a few degrees of average heat was enough to turn the snake's size from its greatest strength into a fatal biological burden. Titanoboa was a masterpiece of biological engineering, but specialized for a world that no longer existed. Its extinction serves as a reminder that evolution doesn't always favor the largest or most powerful. It favors the flexible, the species that can survive when the environment shifts. Today, the swamp is gone, replaced by this dry excavation site, where the remains of the world's largest snake lay hidden for 60 million years. Titanoboa's story is more than a fossil record. It is a clear illustration of how closely the survival of any species is tied to the stability